Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to my supervisor, Madam Suhana binti Ahmad, Evaluation Planner 1, Dr. Faiza binti Jaafar, Evaluation Planner 2, Dr. Manggala seorang anak lelaki Ahna Malai, lecturers and my fellow friends. My name is Nur Adila Sakinah binti Hassan from TESL to SEM 8, and today I will present on my research a study on English language anxiety level among PPISMP TESL teacher trainees at IPG campus Datuk Razadi Ismail. The first one is the background of the study. My study governs foreign language anxiety. It is the negative emotional reactions to language learning. It is consistently occur in the second language acquisition classroom and is considered as a great challenge in learning second language. According to Arabai 2015, Aziza et al. 2020 said that the presence of anxiety is considered as the single biggest clinical risk factor in the development of depression. The statement of problem. The English language anxiety prevents learners from showing their full potential in the classroom, according to Riyasati 2011. Yoshida in 2010 said that students frequently enter the foreign language classroom with anxiety. Therefore, with the growing number of TESL teacher trainees in IPGs, it is really vital to see their level of English language anxiety. The purpose of the study is to examine the learner's level of English language anxiety. There are four research objectives. First is to examine the level of English language anxiety among PPISMP TESL IPG campus Datuk Razadi Ismail teacher trainees. Second, to identify the source of English language anxiety among PPISMP TESL IPG campus Datuk Razadi Ismail teacher trainees. Third is to see the difference in the level of English language anxiety based on gender. And the fourth is to see the relationship between gender and the English language anxiety. Questions are: first is to identify what is the level of English language anxiety among PPISMP TESL IPG campus Datuk Razadi Ismail teacher trainees. Second, what is the source of English language anxiety? Third, what is the difference in the level of English language anxiety based on gender among PPISMP TESL IPG campus Datuk Razadi Ismail teacher trainees? And the fourth one is, what is the relationship between gender and the English language anxiety among PPISMP TESL teacher trainees? There are two significance of the research. First is for the lecturers. Lecturers can construct suitable teaching plans and methods to lessen the English language anxiety. As for the students or learners, they can identify their level of English language anxiety and able to take necessary actions in order to reduce it. These are the related past research that I found. Horwitz et al. 1986 is the pioneer for this method. He said that there are three related performance anxieties which construct the English language anxiety. The performance anxieties are communication apprehension, test anxiety, and fear of negative evaluation. These three are the constructs that I used in my questionnaire. Muhammad Hasrul Kamarul Zaman et al. 2013 said that the gifted students also experience language anxiety. Therefore, language anxiety is affected by students' proficiency and not by learning performances. Wong 2010 said that a study that language anxiety and motivation to learn English among pre-service teachers. This is the closest study that I found in terms of teacher trainees. She said that students with high level of anxiety have less effort in improving their proficiency in English compared to lower level of anxiety students. The research design for this study is a quantitative approach because I use survey to collect the data. Population and sample. The population is the PPISMP teacher trainees in IPG campus Datuk Razari Ismail in Kuala Nerus. The samples are the 50s PPISMP TESL teacher trainees in IPG campus Datuk Razari Ismail in Kuala Nerus. The participants are selected using quota sampling because I already identified their academic level and also the courses taken in the IPG. This is the instrument that I use for the data collection. I had adapted a questionnaire from Horwitz et al. 1986 named Foreign Language Classroom Anxiety Scale Questionnaire, and I changed it to English Language Classroom Anxiety Scale Questionnaire because in this study I focus on English. There are two parts. First is respondents' demographic data, and the second is data collection. There are 32 items with 5-point Likert scales ranging from strongly disagree to strongly agree. And I had conducted the Cronbach Alpha, so the overall scale is 0.95, which is highly reliable, and all constructs are exceeding the value of 0.7. Therefore, the questionnaire used is reliable. This is the research procedures. First, I found the topic that I wanted to study on. Then, I began to collect more information about the topic. I also underlined the theoretical and conceptual framework, identifying the research questions that I wanted to find out, and then proceed to data collection. After that, to the data analysis before reaching to the conclusion. The data collection procedures. It is conducted during the first week of teaching and learning session in January 2021. The respondents were given the link to the questionnaire in the Google form. I had included my introduction and short explanation on the topic. This is because I think the respondents are not familiar with the English language anxiety. And after that, I analyzed the data using the SPSS version 26 software. This is the data analysis procedure that I had conducted using the SPSS version 26. First is the mean to identify the level of English language anxiety. Second is the standard deviation. Third is the ANOVA test to identify the difference between gender and also the level of English language anxiety. And the last one is Pearson product moment correlation test, which is to test the relationship between gender and English language anxiety. Below is the table that I use, the mean table and also the indicator. Students who show mean of 1.00 until 1.49 is considered to have no anxiety at all. This is the conceptual framework that I use. The Creation's second language acquisition theory, which is the affective filter hypothesis. English language anxiety governs the feeling, which is the negative feelings on learning second language. Therefore, the framework, the theory that I use also governs the feelings. The test anxiety, fear of negative evaluation, and communication apprehension are the constructs in the English language anxiety. And I also included the gender, female and male, because I also wanted to study if gender has effect on the English language anxiety. So moving on to the data findings and discussion. The first one is the level of English language anxiety. I had included the mean for every construct in the questionnaire, which are communication apprehension, test anxiety, and fear of negative evaluation. It is concluded that the respondents are having moderate level of anxiety with mean of 2.99. The respondents also have moderate level of anxiety in all the constructs of the questionnaire. Second is the source of English language anxiety. According to Paraduat 2011, items with mean of 3.5 and above is considered to be the source of English language anxiety. In my study, only one item exceeds the mean of 3.5, which is item under the construct of fear of negative evaluation. I always feel that the other students speak in English language better than I do. The mean is 3.84, which is the highest mean for items. According to Mahfuza Raza et al. 2014, it can be understood that the respondents are comparing themselves negatively with their peers in English language. It is supported by IPGKDRI 2014 that this will lead to competitiveness among the students. Creation, 1985, in affective filter hypothesis said that attitude, anxiety, and competitiveness can help or hinder language learning. Therefore, the source of English language anxiety is that the respondents are comparing themselves negatively with one another, and this also supports my choice of conceptual framework, which is creation affective filter hypothesis. The third one is the difference in the level of English language anxiety in terms of gender. According to the data, the significance value is 0.73, which is higher than 0.05, the level of significance. Therefore, it is concluded there is no statistically significant difference. In Mahfuza Razak 2009 study, both male and female students were aware of their own language performance and encountered similar signs of anxiety in the language class. The fourth one is the relationship of English language anxiety in terms of gender. The Pearson correlation value is 0.05, which is lower than 0.5. Therefore, there is no significant relationship between gender, and this study is similar to the study by Teginizat et al. 2014. In conclusion, the level and source of English language anxiety is analyzed. Respondents are having moderate level of anxiety. The source of English language anxiety stems from fear of negative evaluation constructs. This will need the respondents to have low self-confidence. In terms of difference, there is no difference. It is concluded that English language anxiety can affect anyone regardless of gender. And in terms of relationship, there is also no relationship between level of English language anxiety and the female and male respondents. I also included few recommendations and suggestions for future research. The respondents is use bigger number of respondents and also use wide arrays of respondents' background for future research. The method is to include qualitative method. For example, interview. It is to reason with the respondent's choice better, and also in terms of aspects. My study, gender, shows there is no significant difference between the level of English language anxiety and gender. Therefore, future study can study on other aspects that might pose significant effect towards English language anxiety. And the last one is the implications for the educators. First is to ask for students to volunteer instead of calling out their names. Second is to provide enough time for learners to prepare their answers during Q&A session. The third one is to limit direct correction feedback. And the fourth one is to encourage self-correction to boost students' self-confidence. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you.